I'm Stephanie Prowl, and welcome to Site Speak. Today, we are joined by the one and only Tony Gomez. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for being here. Hopefully, the traffic wasn't too bad.
It's not going to be bad coming. It's going to be bad going back.
Yeah,
we work in the South.
That is true, but you do live or work quite far. Yeah. But thank you for being here. So we appreciate that.
Thank you very much for having me.
You look very dapper.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So I want to get to know a little bit about you. Were you born in Miami? Are you from here?
I was born in Miami Beach in Mount Sinai Hospital, 1967.
Okay, so born and raised.
Yes.
Where did you go to school?
Well, I was born and raised in we can call it the hood back in the day. It was Comstock, Kelsey Afar, a little bit out of Pata. And then I went to live with my dad in Homestead. So I went to Camel Drive, and then I went to Homestead High. That's where I graduated from. Well, I graduated from South Dade High, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, nice. And when you graduated from South Dade High, did you go straight into construction, or what was kind of your first job out of high school?
Well, I've only had one job in my life. It's been working in construction for my dad at the beginning. And then after that, I took it over when I was 16 years old. I graduated when I was 16, by the way.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, so gifted as well.
Yeah, I was going to go to college. I did a little bit of Miami-Dade, but I had a couple of college offers to go, but I had to stay home at that moment. We were kind of poor. And, whatever I would make, I would help, pay the rent of the house. So it was a touch-and-go situation back in the day.
That sounds like that was tough.
It was tough, but, what doesn't break you makes you.
That's 100% true, and it probably installed a work ethic that you carry till this day.
Yes, it does.
And with your dad, what particular area of construction was he involved in?
So my dad will be in the structural area. That's where we started. We used to do a lot of structure. We did half a Key Largo. We did a couple of structures in Coco Plum.
When you say structures, I know it sounds like of course structures, but what are structures when you're talking about them?
Structures is really the core of construction. It's the brick and mortar. It's the foundation, the exterior walls, and the roofing system.
Okay, and so you started doing that. Was that before 1992 or?
Oh, way before 1992. That was 1984.
Ooh, okay. So how long did you work in that for?
Oh, we did that for about, I would say about 4 or 5 years. Yeah. And then I wanted to take it to another level.
And what did that mean?
I wasn't satisfied just doing structure. And structure wasn't that elaborate like it is today. Today, people that like L&R, which are members from the LBA. Oh, by the way, I forgot to say that I'm the president of the Latin Builders Association.
Yeah, no big deal. We have the president of the LBA here, you guys.
But, our member company, L&R, which is great, great members, great sponsors there on board Arcel. Richard, he's a great guy. It's a lucrative business to do structure. But back in the day, I remember charging $1 a square foot in labor. It was, and what they charge today is amazing. I mean, I would have loved to be in the structure business at this moment in my life.
Right. And so you got a little bit tired. It was a little bit boring. You wanted to do a little bit more. And so what did more entail for you?
Well, we started doing more interiors because that's where basically the money was at, just because you were able to charge a percentage of material that you couldn't do that much in structure side.
And when you say interior, do you mean like everything from like floor, complete, plumbing,
the floor,
everything?
The plumbing, take over the MEPs, mechanical, electrical, and plumbing, doing the roofing, not just sheeting the roof like the structure guys do. How
were you able to make that transition, especially from like a client basis? I mean, they're obviously related, but it is a little bit of a shift.
It's just word of mouth, and actually, it wasn't that difficult for me because at the end of the day, I was already doing the structure for that particular house or that project. So it was just easier to talk to the owner and say, hey, by the way, I'm starting to do this. And since we were good at what we were doing, they took a shot at me and let me do it. And obviously I would see, and by the way, hiring quality people is a must.
100%. You can't have incompetence trying to run your business.
So we started then, and we started doing then a lot of residential structures, custom homes. But it just got a little difficult for me to handle the residential homeowners.
How come? Oh, the homeowners specifically?
The homeowners specifically.
Are their expectations just too high and you can never meet them?
No, they just like to change their mind 1,000 times and they think that you're going to pay for it.
Oh, okay. So that's fun.
Yeah.
So how do you deal with that? Because there is kind of this friction when you do have a client that you want to do the work for them, but you also have to get paid. And sometimes there's going to be a little bit,
It became friction at the beginning because what they would do is that they will, get a loan, and let's say, and I'm going to talk back in the time. I can't say today. Today's in the millions. Back in the day, you did a home and it was, $500,000, and that was a huge home back in the day. Not that same home is probably a $5 million project.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a big difference. But they will get a loan for the amount to build a house, and then they will get another $150,000 loan to do the cosmetics and whatever, and they forget that they had 150 from the 500 to do the flooring
Already
and so forth,
allocated.
and then they decide, oh, I don't want that marble that costs $10. No, I want a $15 one, and I know it's kind of small amount, $5 a square foot,
No,
but
it's 50% more.
But at a 10,000 square foot home,
Yeah.
that's $50,000
Yeah.
that you just took from the budget.
And that adds up.
And they start adding up and they forget to add it up.
Right.
And then that's where they get caught. And then you start having to put liens. I didn't get really much of those. I decided for myself real quick that I wanted to go back into commercial.
Okay.
Because the commercial plans are very simple. Everything's drawn out. There's no love or no material love that that the homeowner has to see. It's just
Pre-selected. You know what you're going to do from the beginning.
Architect selects a color, a pattern, the material, if it's rubber, if it's wood, if it's ceramic, and that was that.
Yeah.
Your ceiling, if it's a 2x2, drop in like you guys have it here, or straight. That's it. You installed it, they inspected, you got paid.
Right.
Very simple. So I kind of enjoyed that.
Yeah. You're get away from these homeowners.
And then I went into commercial. We started doing, bigger warehouses, office renovations. And then I started getting into, in the year 1995, I started getting into the school board.
Well, let's backtrack a little bit. So in 1992, I know you started Unitech, but tell me a little bit about that, because you started when you were 16. How did you actually officially
it
start
used
the
to be
company?
called Tony and Sons Construction.
Okay.
So, and it worked when I was doing residential construction, just because it was a mom and pop. Even though it wasn't a mom and pop, I already had 40, 50 employees.
The name makes people think it's a mom and
The name
pop.
makes everybody thinks it's a mom and pop. So when I wanted to make the transition, I said, I got to change the name. And the reality was how Unitech came about was it was a 2-word name. It was started with United Technologies. United because it's my brother and I, is my partner.
I love that.
And we've been together. We haven't worked for anybody. It was him and I have been together all our lives.
That's beautiful.
And then Technologies was the second part of the name, which is my brother and I will go to all the concrete and construction shows. And every time there was a new tool, when the new air gun came out, that was little cartridges like this, we were the first one to have it.
That's awesome.
So I always wanted to be innovative with all the new technology in construction, because that's the more technology I have, the less labor problems I have.
100%. And the more you fall behind with technology, the worse it's going to be for your business.
Absolutely, especially in today's world.
Yeah, that's actually something I wanted to ask you about, because technology is evolving, AI is evolving, and there's a lot of jobs, including like being a lawyer, which may not exist in a little bit. So there's always this fine line of having to incorporate technology, but not have it take over, right? So
Yes.
what kind of struggles are you seeing in your industry with that?
That's only going to take over in the big projects. Like the new custom homes, I don't think they have enough materials to install to have one of those robots that come in there, you put it in the center room and install all your drywall. And I can say that the labor problems that we have, we're kind of doing it to ourselves. I'll be honest with you, because people just don't want to work anymore. They don't want to. They want to sit in the office. And being a tradesman today, it's a career. Right now, I helped MBCPS, the school board system, with the apprenticeship program. And
What's that?
so they have technical schools, and we're trying to get those kids to go out with contractors and mechanical and plumbing and electrical companies and see if they like the trade before they even start in the real
That's
world.
awesome. Because you're expected as a kid to I want to do this when I'm 17, and that's it. And then everything you do, you have to I just said I wanted to be a lawyer one day.
And then 5 years later, you said, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah, your brain hasn't even fully formed.
So we're the programs that I'm creating with the school board is that kids are going to go every 2 to 3 weeks and change, go to a mechanical company, go to electrical company,
So doing
and
rotations.
do a rotation so they can get a feeling for each one and see what they want to be.
That's incredible. And are you doing that like through Unitech or like a
It's-
nonprofit or?
well, it's a program that I'm doing with through the Latin Builders Association.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about the Latin Builders Association for those who don't know.
Well, Latin Builders Association was formed in 1971 by 5 immigrants that came from Cuba that were being oppressed, to be honest with you, by the building department. And obviously, that at that moment, this was all Anglo-Saxon at that moment. So they got together and they formed the Latin Builders Association, and they started doing their own projects, and they just become a force to be reckoned with here. And the political influence that they formed is what we have today.
And when you say that influence, how have they influenced Miami developing construction industry?
Well, it's not only them; it's just even the members. I mean, everybody knows that the Latin community is the one that built South Florida and the story, and there's no discussion with that.
And all the networking and everything happens through the LBA, right?
I can't say all because there are other associations, but I can say the majority does.
And you are president of the LBA,
Yes,
right?
I am. Thank
How
you.
long have you been president for?
I've been president almost 2 years. My tenure ends now in October.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Even though it's sad that it's almost over.
It's sad, but I'm happy too.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, what has been kind of a similarity between running your business and being LBA?
It's good. It's good because you get new blood, and with new blood, you get new ideas. So that's why we have a turnaround of every 2 years of president. So there's always new blood coming in and new ideas, and so that's kind of the focus that we have.
Do you have a particular highlight from your 2 years in office or something that you're particularly proud of?
I can say all of it. I mean, all our events have been sold out with a waiting list. We have grown our membership over 32% this in my tenure. The members are happy. I mean, when we have a member cocktail that we tell people that you should leave at 11 o'clock and they just won't leave. I mean, that excitement
That's the
that
best
we
sign.
created is a sign of success.
I went to the event at the golf course in Doral, and that was so fun.
Oh, okay.
That was big.
Oh, yeah, that's one of our main events, correct.
Yeah, that was huge. It was so fun to kind of meet everybody, and everybody was in such good spirits. Because at least, like, from my perspective, when I would go to a lot of those lawyering network events, kill me.
Yeah.
I was like, please, no puedo, like, get me out of here. And so it was really nice and kind of beautiful to see how close the community is.
Our luncheons, you can go to other luncheons, and when it's time to get over in 5 minutes, everybody's at the bar and they're spread out. I just had my last luncheon as president. Our normal lunch was like legislative lunch, and which last Friday. And when it was over, 20 minutes later, I still had 80% of everybody still in the room networking. And that's a great sign.
No, that's incredible. There's no better sign than that.
So I have one more event.
Okay, what is it?
Which is, the climax of my presidency, which is our award ceremony.
Oh, I didn't know you guys did an award
Oh,
ceremony.
no, we have an award ceremony every year, and we give it to the best of the best members that have performed during the year.
And is that like chosen by the board, or is it like a vote?
We put it out to all our members and all the elected officials, everybody's at our database, and it's elected. This is democratic.
Yeah, and that's I can only assume like one of the most prestigious awards you can win.
It is one of the most prestigious awards you can have. And this year, our main speaker is none other than U.S. Senator Ashley Moody.
Oh wow, that's incredible.
I wanted a woman to speak this year.
Yes.
I've advocated for a woman of LBA a lot in my presidency. We have grown it from maybe 5 women to like almost 50 plus right now at this moment.
And why is that important to you?
Well, I have 3 daughters.
There you go, girl dad.
So I'm an advocate for women,
Yeah.
by far, and strong women at that. Mm-hmm. My oldest is a RN nurse for Jackson Memorial, and my 2 young ones are doctors. So
that's impressive.
Yeah, so
wow.
I want to make sure that they create a strong presence, especially in the LBA.
especially because in the construction and development industry, it is so male oriented.
You'll be surprised. I'll tell you this right now. You'll be surprised how
so?
many women are getting into construction. And can I say a bad word? Kicking ass and taking names?
No, I love that. We're going to say that.
Okay.
Kicking ass and taking names.
That's it. I tell you, they're becoming project managers and they're putting the boys to shame.
I love that.
And in the working side, there are many crews now, women that are doing drywall finish that you almost don't even have a punch list on them because you guys are more detailed than we are.
I love to hear that.
You know, and that's awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
You know? And by the way, I would love to pay somebody just to do the job one time, not have to come back.
And not
It
have to
makes
do it
my
twice.
job easier.
Exactly. I mean, women are amazing. I think we can do everything amazingly.
Okay.
We're the best. I'm sorry. I'm going to keep saying that.
I think I put you.
You did. I was going to say it's actually kind of refreshing to hear your take because usually when I have spoken to people and they do say that there is kind of this implicit bias with maybe treating women differently, or there's always kind of the double-edged sword that she's either too passive or she's too aggressive, and it's hard to be in the middle. And it kind of seems like that's not something that you put up with.
I tend when I have two project managers that are women, and when they got hired, I say, listen, if you can't take the bad mouthing and the way bad words going on, then you can't. This is not your field,
right?
And they don't have a problem with it because it's not personal,
right?
It's just it's a bad word that they say against that drywall. I hate this crap, or with the S word or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's not something that's geared towards them.
Right.
And women tend to stand on their own really good. Let me tell you.
Oh, trust me. I've had to do it plenty of times. I call it a switch. And when I switch that, you don't want to be in front of me when that happens.
Oh, you guys are really a little meaner than we are, by the way.
But only when we need to be. This is the thing. You guys are like randomly mean and we're like, we need to put someone in place.
I'm all good with that.
Yeah. So it seems like the culture that you're fostering at Unitech is really important to you, right?
It's our livelihood. I mean, every businessman likes to be an entrepreneur and venture off to this way or that way. But at the end of the day, we all go back to our roots, and that's Unitech Builders.
Yeah. Is that your phone?
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
It's just a senator that wanted to talk to me.
Oh my God. Do you want to pick it up? It's
No,
okay. That's good. That's funny. I feel bad now.
No,
but
you don't.
I see. Now you see this always happens. It happens to me once. That my brain just goes completely gone.
It's okay. It's on you, though. It's not on me.
No, it is. It's 100% on me.
As long as they say, damn, Tony messed up there, is that not a problem?
No, Stephanie, trust me. I've messed up plenty. If people listen, they know.
No, but you got a guy here is going to edit this.
Yes, he edits it perfectly. But
You got to get some of the funny things, though.
oh, 100%.
Okay?
Yeah. Also, I love that you're repping. Is that the LBA pin?
That's the LBA pin.
I love it.
I tell you, you say it loud and you say it proud. That's it. In fact, I got something for you.
Oh, okay. I'm excited. I've never gotten a present on the show before.
This is my official.
Oh my goodness.
This is
This
my
is
coin.
so cool. Thank you.
On the one side it says LBA. In the middle, on the top says Latin Builders Association, and in the
Yeah.
bottom says a phrase that I say to every time I send a letter. I put "En la unión está la fuerza."
And what does that mean for those who don't speak Spanish?
In unity, we have power.
And that's 100% true.
And in the back of my coin, it has my both companies, which is Unitech Builders Corp, which is my construction company, and it has my civil company that says Vanguard Engineering.
Let's talk a little bit more about Unitech Builders Corp. I love this so much. I want to put it on display
That's
somewhere.
a challenge coin, right? That's what it's called, challenge coin.
What do you mean? A challenge coin?
So this was created by the military.
Oh, okay.
So, this is a story I got. So
Share it.
So the military, they all have Marine, Army, Air Force, Navy. They have their form of coins. And if you're going to a bar and somebody gives you a challenge coin and you don't have one to give back to them, you have to pay for the round.
Oh, okay.
That's how it was explained to me. For those of you that are listening, if I'm wrong, it's not my fault. That's what I was told.
If you're wrong, don't want to be right.
So anyway, I decided I want to do my own because the reality is that it's gone past it. All the senators, the state reps, they all have it. And when we see each other, we've been exchanging coins.
That's so nice.
So we all have little collections of, state, U.S., governors, we all have coins. So if you want to be somebody, you got to have your own coin.
I was gonna say now I need to
now you got to do your own coin.
Now I need to do my own coin. Yeah,
I want to
Put
put
it
the
up there.
OBA side up first.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you so much. That made me feel
You're
so
welcome.
special. I've never gotten a present before. Now I feel bad I don't have a present for you.
Now you have your own coin.
Yes, I love it. So tell me a little bit about the kind of projects that you do at Unitech.
We're about 70% governmental. When I say governmental, we do a lot of cities, county, and many cities, by the way. Excuse me. And we're very strong in the school board and the CPS.
Oh, okay. I want to talk about all of that. So tell me a little bit. What do you do for the school board, and does that intersect with the CPS?
No, MDCPS is a school board, Miami-Dade County Public
Oh,
Schools.
I thought you meant CPS, like Child Protective Services.
no.
I was like, what?
Well, I was in my younger years. I was a director in Crime Stoppers for a while because I'd love to give back to the community.
I'm sorry, we need to talk about this because I'm a true crime junkie. What does that even mean? What did you do?
So when you're on the board of Crime Stoppers, you get calls all the time. So you gotta do the background, and it's very anonymous, by the way. People think that you call and they get your number and they know who you are. When we approve the amounts to get paid, because we want to make sure it's not fraud.
So wait, what do you mean? For Crime Stoppers, you're looking at what specifically?
Like Crime Stoppers of Dade County, the one, when you see the news and they see a crime and they say, if you want to report a crime, call Crime Stoppers underneath.
Okay, and you focus on financial crimes?
No, it's not financial crimes. In the board, we deal at that moment. I mean, we're talking about 15 years ago.
Yeah.
We dealt with all the payments that were given to the people that will call.
Oh, okay.
And we will approve, making sure that the monies that were being donated wasn't going out the door.
Right.
At the end of the day.
How long did you do that for?
I did it for about 8 years, and then I used to go around the schools at that time when my daughters were in elementary, and I would go and speak to the kids.
And what would you talk to them about?
That if you do the crime, you got to do the time.
Yeah.
It's very simple.
Yeah. This is a pretty black and white rule there.
Yeah, it's a pretty black, and that's what I live for. Don't do the crime if you don't want to do the time.
Yeah. When you live for it, what do you mean?
I want to make sure that it's easier to take the easy route. It's harder, but it's more fulfilling at the end of the road when you take the more slower pace route.
Challenging.
But you're gonna be stable growing instead of being the fast track.
100%. And it also, I think, produces better quality over time as well, which I know is important for you, right?
Yes.
And so let's talk a little bit about those projects. What are some projects that you guys are currently working on? You said you work a lot with the school board. What kind of stuff do you do for the school board?
In the school board, we do a lot of maintenance projects for the school board. So we do a lot of safety to life. We do a lot of fire alarms. We gut schools, and we brand new inside. We make sure that the schools have the adequate egress doors. So maybe it's just changing of doors in the whole school board. The roofing. What I don't like to do in the school board is build brand new. I rather come in already and the shell's already there and come in and do all the infrastructure, which is what I like to do.
And is it important to you that you're also giving back to your community while you're doing your job and helping these schools?
Always. I'm always trying to advocate to help the community. That's why I'm always dealing with the superintendent of the school board. I deal with the governor. I deal with all the commissioners here of Dade County. I was meeting with our property appraiser yesterday, Tommy Regalado. So I'm pretty involved.
And is there a particular thing that you want to give yourself a pat on the back? You're like, I'm proud of this one.
I'm proud of my association, the Land Builders, because even before me, they advocated to, I was going to say, make Florida great again.
Oh, we can't say that anymore.
We can't say that about we.
Yeah. Cut that one out.
No, we make sure that the laws of Florida or Dade County works for our members. And when I say our members, it doesn't even have to be our member. It's for one of our developers, because at the end of the day, if all those laws would pass, then if you think we can't afford a home today, we won't be able to afford a home tomorrow for sure.
I don't even want to think about that, especially here. It's so expensive.
Yeah,
I know the LBA has been part of like legislative reform, right?
we do that all the time.
So what's like an example of it?
Well, I'm gonna tell you one that I'm very proud of myself that I helped create and push through the state of Florida. I didn't
Yes,
even,
please.
Excuse me.
I said, yes, please. Tell me all
I
about
didn't
it.
even do it in the county level. I went straight to so it can be advocated all over the whole state of Florida. Is doing a private provider permitting, which will fast track the permitting application. It'll go from 8 months to like 4.
How come? 'Cause for someone who doesn't like understand, how does the legislation help the permitting process? Just takes off a lot of the hurdles, or
No, the municipalities and the cities can hire private providers to take over the slack. Which means that they can hire engineers to review the plans because they're overwhelmed inside their offices. And if you go there, they have a lot of stacks of plans, so they can hire an outside private provider that isn't a licensed engineer that will be qualified to give their opinion and approve or disapprove that set of plans.
so help with the efficiency?
Help efficiency is everything.
Yeah.
Time
is money.
Time is money. For sure.
And especially in construction. Yeah, exactly. Jinx. My husband, I was telling you before, but my husband works in construction. So I'm very familiar with how much a delay can cost and how basically timing is everything in construction.
And it's just raining so much. I mean, it takes days from us. So every day that we can get is great for us.
How do you deal with that? Because a big part of it too is timing that's not on you, right? It's you have to rely on all these other people. And if there's one domino that doesn't fall at the right time, you kind of have a fun little thing to deal with. So how do you do that?
Oh, that's where that's where your planning goes in, and that's where you have to hire good PMs and have great supervision. And you just got to be upfront with your subs, and they know if they can play around with you or not. At the end of the day, and most big construction companies, their subs get it done.
They're what? Sorry, say that
Their
again.
subs.
So you have to have
subcontractors.
So it goes more with just, again, having good relationships and building.
It's building a relationship, building trust. Having weekly meetings. If you don't have weekly meetings, you're dead in the water for sure.
100%. I've 100% noticed that, especially again in your industry.
Yeah.
When you were talking about having to hire the right PMs, it kind of just reminded me generally about the way that you run your business. And it seems like is mentorship an important role because no one gets anywhere alone, right?
Nobody. And I remember, and I tell back in the day, and you watch people when they're working, and when I grew up in construction, I didn't grow up, as a carpenter. I grew up pick and shovel. I grew up sweeping the floor. I was
From
a
the
grunt
bottom.
from my dad. He didn't say, "Here's your hammer, you're a carpenter. Here's a
Right.
saw." It didn't work that way. You started sweeping the floor. You started picking up the trash. So all I did when I mentor somebody and my daughters, you can go back to them. I always tell them, if you want to be a floor sweeper, just be the best floor sweeper that there is. When somebody needs a floor sweeper, they want to call you, and just be the best of that. That's it.
You and I say similar things. I always say that all the time. It's just whatever you want to be. I don't care. Just be the best.
And by the way, that's a sign of success.
Yeah.
Success is not measured about money. Success is that you're happy with what you're doing and you're the best of it.
100%.
That's what success is.
Being happy with what you're doing is what
Exactly.
success is.
Exactly.
Because I just quit a career after 10 years because I wasn't happy. And it sounds like you're very fulfilled in your job, which is a beautiful thing.
I love what I do.
I can tell. It like radiates from when you're talking about it, and I
Thank
love
you.
it. What would you say for someone who wants to start, sweeping the floors and wants to start from the bottom but doesn't even know like where to begin, right? You're just someone who's Googling something on the internet. What would your advice be for that person?
Well, but you use sweeping the floor. I mean, there's many places you can sweep the floor. You can go to the airport. You can go to a construction company and start there. And believe me when I tell you this, if you're good at what you do, you're going to get promoted by itself. They're not going to wait for you to come to them. They're going to come to you because they're going to see that you are successful and you do your job correctly and on time. And without them asking you, they're going to say, that guy has 2 cents, not 2 cents to rub together, 2 cents in the brain. Maybe that guy can, put him somewhere else. not, don't jump in 3 categories, but jump them, every 6 months and jump them. By
Baby
the time you know it,
steps.
there's a ton of those success stories out there that people started in Walmart, or one of my best friends actually started, sweeping floors in a car conglomerate right now, and now he's a GM in one of them.
Those are the best stories to
Can
hear.
you believe that? I can believe that.
I can believe
I know
it.
it because I see it myself. And there's a ton of those stories that happen in Walmart too. They're there and they're a general manager. I have friends that, that they love to work for Burger King at that one time. And, they came in, picking up the table. And now they're a GM of South Florida. I mean, there's a ton of those.
You just have to grind and keep grinding.
And how did they get there? They proved themselves. I'm sure that they didn't go and knocked on the door. Hey, by the way, every 3 months, I think I deserve a raise. You
have to show it.
Those ones that ask for that raise, I don't understand. I mean, believe me, the owner will see the potential and they'll give it to you on its own.
You have to be given it. You shouldn't have to be asking for it. So it seems like it's a combination of work ethic and grinding.
I mean, especially for people like me that came from that sector.
Yeah.
If you were just born into it and they just gave it to you, you probably don't understand that concept. But
no,
I do.
it completely affects your perspective.
Yes.
Oh my God, that's so beautiful. I love talking to you. So tell me.
By the way, we only have 4 hours, okay?
Oh, I know. My God, I'm sorry. I'm going to let's see what else we have here. I know you were. So I'll go back to kind of the mentorship route. Failure is a part of success. You're not going to get anywhere in life without failing. So one thing I like to ask everybody is, what is your advice for someone who has just failed? Because sometimes you fail, you feel like you've hit rock bottom, and you only hear about other people's successes, right? For the most part, not their failures. So you feel really isolated and alone. What would you say to that person?
I'll tell you, I know a lot of successful people. And every one of them have not one, two, but many failure stories. You cannot make it unless you fail, because that's the way you learn. They don't teach you real world jobs and how to do things in school. They teach you technical. You can study for your GC exam, but you get out there in a job and you don't even know where to put the first nail because you have no world experience. So you have to get that experience. And sometimes, but the only people that fail are the ones that take risks.
Yep. So I love writing. And one thing I always say is, you can't edit a blank page.
So to fail, you got to take a risk. And entrepreneurs, they take risks. And sometimes, I don't know anybody that I've read of known that hasn't taken a risk. Nobody went to a mountain and said, "Oh, wow, this mountain's full of gold." Everybody went to that mountain and they dug for a year, eating grass, eating off the land. Probably didn't take a shower for 2 or 3 months, and then they struck it rich. But they did their time.
And how do you maintain that? How does Unitech keep building off that work ethic, off that brand, keeping evolving? Like, what do you do to make sure that you don't stay stagnant?
It's creating relationships. Back in the day, when we first started, you had that one relationship, and you nurtured it, and it was. I grew up with a handshake. The handshake was everything. A man's handshake is better than any signature that you can have in the world, and I still believe in that. Unfortunately, that's not how this works today.
Especially in construction, and especially in Miami.
I won't use Miami as an example. I can say anywhere, because I traveled all over the world, and they've lost that ethic. But that being said, when you nurtured that one, that one client that you had, you were there forever. I mean, you had them for 15, 20 years, as long as they were building. In today's world, it's all about bidding. So what you got to do is you got to keep on creating relationship. You got to have that person out there creating that relationship. Because if you stay stagnant, what do they say? The fish that stay stagnant, the water takes it, the current takes it.
I haven't heard that, but I like it. Is there anything happening right now, especially in Miami and in construction, any trends that you're particularly excited about?
Well, people think that construction is slowing down. I don't believe so. I mean, you can go to the building department, and they have applications in there for the next 5 years.
You're not the first person to tell me that. Yeah.
So if you're slow in work, it's either you're not looking for work, or
The work's not coming to you.
no, the work's not coming to you.
But no trend or anything that you're seeing that you're particularly excited about?
I'm excited that maybe I think that I've been speaking to a lot of elected officials, especially in the upper categories, that our interest rates are going to be coming down at the end of the year, which means that although the prices are still, I think, my opinion, the price is too high for any house here in Miami.
Correct.
I mean, it's out of, and I hate it myself because our workers, and then the kids that are coming out of school that did the 5-6 year career, they still can't afford it.
No, I think constantly, I don't know how people afford to live in the city, period.
Yeah. So that being said, if the interest rates go down, and I know it's a stretch, but at least there's a light at the end of the tunnel, that instead of getting a 30-year mortgage, you get a 40-year mortgage, and then you can afford that house. And then obviously where your career is building up, that you make more money, you can offset the cost of the house. Because it's not going to go, it'll go down a little bit, but it's not going to go down anymore. I mean, we set the bar now. And not only that, we set the bar here in South Florida, in a home value, but it's not stopping. They're tired of what's going on in the northern states, and they're coming over here, and for X, Y, and Z reasons. We don't want to get into politics, but I mean, we have the best, climate and atmosphere here in South Florida. We have water, we have games, we have parks. I mean, we have everything. While they have snow.
Yeah, no, I always say the furthest north I could live is like North Carolina. And after that, it's way too cold.
Yeah. And that's sometimes in the year.
Yeah, exactly.
So, North Carolina is gorgeous.
It is. I went to school there, so I did love it there.
Nice.
Yeah.
I own oh my God. See, now you want to talk about some of my entrepreneur. I'm not going to say that. You're good.
No, tell me. I want to hear about it. No. What do you own in North Carolina? Now you have to tell me that.
We own a chain of restaurants.
What's the name of the restaurant?
It's called Ukiah.
Amazing. Oh, I love that you just dropped out. Just have a chain of restaurants.
But that's all what I'm going to say about that.
Okay, well, I love it, and go there.
And one of them is in Asheville. Is Japanese infusion. It's amazing.
Oh my God, that's delicious.
It's great. It's always packed. I love to visit over there.
Me too. I'm a huge foodie, so maybe that's something I'm going to ask you. What's your favorite restaurant in Miami?
Perry's Steakhouse.
Oh, okay. That was quick. What do you get there? I love Perry's.
Oh, I get
other than like steak, obviously.
I get the ribeye.
Okay.
I love to take my clients there. We have a wine locker there.
Oh wow!
I'm very huge in family, so my wine locker is called UBC Family.
Wait, when you say it, I didn't even know that this is a thing. Like you have like literally a locker in the restaurant dedicated for just you guys?
Yes.
That's maybe the coolest thing I've ever heard. I had no idea people did that.
I think I've never counted fully, but I think there's maybe 8. It might be like 50 or 60 only that you can get there.
Oh wow! Okay, so one of few.
One of few.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for coming and chatting with me today. It's been lovely.
It's been my pleasure, by the way.
Yes.
And I love you. You have a laugh that makes me laugh.
Oh, yay. I'm glad. That makes me happy. That's all one can try to do, right? Just make the world kind of a little bit happier.
Yes.
And where can everybody find you if they want to look at you on your Instagram or your website for Unitech?
I do have an Instagram, but my daughter's the one that manages that, so I can't even tell you. I'm not one of those internet guys or
fair
techno guys.
Afterwards, we can put it in the caption.
But I'm sure that if you contact the LBA office, excuse me.
Yeah.
If you contact the LBA office, they'll give you the handle for the Instagram.
Amazing.
And if you contact the LBA office, make sure you become a member.
Yes.
Remember that.
Exactly. Well, amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You've been great. I'd love to be here again one more time.
Oh my God, yes, 100%. You're welcome back whenever you want. So I'm going to have to take you up on it now.
There you go.
Maybe next time I'll have my own coin.
Oh, then I have the gift.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Thank you very much.
Amazing.